3 stories came through this channel in the past few months. 3 different people, 3 different states, 3 different ways a stranger found them through a screen. None of these people know each other. The details they submitted were specific enough that I didn't change them. Stay with me. He used my dog's name. I moved to Asheville, North Carolina in the fall of 2022. October. New city, new job at a logistics company downtown, knew almost no one. I'd been using a gaming forum, nothing unusual, just a place to talk about strategy games late at night when the apartment felt too quiet. A user named Callis74 messaged me first. Friendly. Funny, even. We talked most nights for about 3 weeks. Never video, never voice. Just text. He said he was in Ohio. I had no reason to doubt that. He asked once what my neighborhood was like. I said it was older, lots of trees, near a park. I didn't say which park. I didn't say the street. Around week 4, he mentioned my dog. I have a dog, a beagle mix named Grover. I had never mentioned Grover to him. Not once. I went back through every message we'd exchanged. The word dog didn't appear a single time. I asked him how he knew I had a dog. He said I must have mentioned it. I told him I hadn't. He went quiet for a few minutes, then said, and I'm reading this directly, Grover seems like a good name for a beagle. I closed the laptop. I sat in my kitchen and I tried to think of every single place that name existed online. An old Instagram post from 2019, private account, 40-something followers, most of them people I'd known since college. A comment on a neighborhood Facebook group from when I'd first moved in. That was it. That was all I could find. I reported the account. It was deleted within the hour, not by the platform. By him. The next morning I found a small pile of sunflower seeds on my welcome mat, arranged in a neat line. My neighbor across the hall told me she'd seen a man standing at my door around 11 p.m. the night before. She thought he was a friend of mine. She said he was just standing there. Not knocking. Just standing. She said he had his phone out, pointed at the door, like he was taking a photo. That was 8 months ago. Nothing since. No contact, no reappearance, nothing I can confirm. But I keep the chain lock on now, even during the day. And I think about the sunflower seeds sometimes. The way they were lined up. Patient. Deliberate. Like he'd been practicing. The next story isn't about a stranger who found someone, it's about one who had already been watching long before they were noticed. The account that knew my schedule. I'm a nurse. Night shifts, Memorial Medical in Springfield, Illinois. I've been doing it 6 years. My schedule is irregular enough that even I lose track of it sometimes, 12 on, 2 off, rotate weekends. I mention this because what happened only makes sense if you understand that my schedule is not predictable. Not even to me. I was on a dating app, one of the big ones, in the spring of 2023. I matched with a profile. Clean photos, nothing off about the bio. He said he worked in IT. We messaged for about 2 weeks before I noticed something. He only ever messaged me when I was home. Not just home, awake and home. He'd message at 7:40 a.m. when I got back from a night shift. At 2:15 p.m. on a Tuesday when I was off unexpectedly because of a scheduling change. At midnight on the one Saturday I had free that entire month. I told myself it was coincidence. I work strange hours, any hour could overlap with a message. But then he slipped. He said, mid-conversation, casually, "You must be tired after last night." I had worked a night shift. I had not told him that. I asked what he meant. He said he just assumed I worked a lot. I let it go. But I started paying closer attention. The next week I called in sick, a Tuesday, totally unplanned, not posted anywhere. He messaged me at 10 a.m. Slow day. I unmatched him and blocked the account. 20 minutes later a new account messaged me. Different name, different photos. But the opening line was identical to how the first conversation had started. Word for word. I deleted the app. 3 weeks later, a coworker showed me a screenshot. Someone had posted in a local Facebook group, one of those neighborhood watch pages I wasn't even a member of. The post was a photo. Taken from a car, it looked like. Nighttime. The parking lot of the hospital. A woman walking toward the entrance in scrubs. It was me. The timestamp on the post said 11:02 p.m. I had clocked in at 11:08 that night. The account that posted it had no profile photo. No friends. It had been created the same day. The post was reported and removed, but not before a handful of people had commented on it. Most of them confused. One of them just said, "She's pretty." I don't know how long he'd been watching before I noticed the pattern. That's the part one can't let go of. The messages were too well timed. Too accurate. Which means the watching came first. That last story unsettled me when it came in, because the most disturbing part isn't what was taken. It's what was practiced. Someone answered for her. My sister and I are close. We're close, we still are, but something changed in the summer of 2021 and I'm not sure either of us has fully named it. She was living alone in a studio apartment in Tempe, Arizona. 24 years old, working remotely for a marketing firm. Introverted, careful, not the kind of person who overshared online. I was in Portland, and we texted every day. In July, she mentioned she'd been talking to someone in a writing community forum. A woman, she said. They'd bonded over the same obscure book series. Harmless. Sweet, even. Around week 2, she stopped mentioning the woman. I didn't think anything of it. Online friendships fade. But then I texted my sister on a Thursday night, just a normal check-in, nothing urgent, and something was wrong with her replies. Not dramatically wrong. Subtly wrong. She used a phrase I'd never heard her use. Called our mom mama. She doesn't call her that. She never has. I pushed on it a little, joking. The response was smooth. Confident. A little too quick. I called her instead of texting. She answered and she sounded fine, completely herself. She said she'd been typing on her laptop, not her phone. I didn't say anything about the texts. I didn't know what to say. A week later she told me the woman from the forum had gone quiet suddenly. Ghosted her. I asked if she'd ever given the woman access to anything, her phone, an account, anything. She said no. Then she paused. She said the woman had helped her troubleshoot her iCloud backup once, over screen share. Weeks before. I told her to change every password. Log out of everything. She did. For the next few days, my sister's text replies were slower. More like her. She said she hadn't noticed anything unusual on her accounts. But here's what I keep thinking about. The mama's text came through at 9:47 p.m. My sister called me back at 9:52 and said she'd been on her laptop the whole time. She wasn't on her phone. Someone else was. We've never found proof of what exactly was accessed. No money was taken, no accounts obviously compromised. The woman's forum profile was deleted the same week. But sometimes my sister texts me something, a phrase, a specific word, and I feel it before I can explain it. That pause before I respond. That half second where I just need to be sure. 3 people. 3 states. 3 very different ways someone used a screen to get close to them, without ever being invited in. If something like this has happened to you, the comments are open. A lot of people find it easier to say it here than anywhere else, and I read every single one. If you want more stories like these, subscribe. New ones come in every week, and I cover all of them. But tonight, I'll leave you with this: in each of these stories, the person on the other side of the screen knew when to stop. They chose to. That choice implies patience. And patience implies a plan.